All right, family. We live once again. We got the fire today. We're gonna be talking about the xenophobia going on in South Africa, which caused Julius Malema to come out and speak to the people, and he set their ass on fire too. We're letting them know, giving them that real rap. You feel me? And so we got the speech right here. Before we get started, I want you to get over there to Patreon. We got that file over there for you too. Let me see. Let me take that one out. That's Julius. We're gonna get Julius in there in just a second. Okay, let's get it in there. We're gonna talk about evidence of the modern troglodyte. We are highlighting today. You should click the link at the top of the chat. Get over there, get that work. Uh Buckle in because it's most definitely is gonna be raw and uncut. But anyway, yeah, Julius speaking because it's going down over there in South Africa, man. They've been unaliving people over there, and yeah, it's getting serious. It's getting serious over there. And so, the brother even being under, just being, and I think he's appealing, but they sentenced Malema to 5 years. They trying to lock Malema up, man. I'm feeling, very bad about that, and I'm praying to the ancestors that that brother could be victorious. Got a wife, got a family, and they trying to lock the elder up. Well, actually, I'm older than him. I'm his elder. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, they trying to lock the brother up, and we are praying that the ancestors is on his side, set him free. I think he's gonna be victorious. You know, but anyway, family, we got the speech right here as he speaks to his South African family. Here we go, family. Let's put it in here. Hold on just a second. Let's get it in here.
Speak about the xenophobia and Afrophobia that you have practiced here in South Africa today. And I want to say, Zimbabweans take your job, Nigerians take your jobs, and you march and close shops and beat up people. Tell us, after doing that, how many jobs have you created? By beating up these Nigerians, by beating up these Ghanaians, by beating up these Zimbabweans, loading them. If you load them, I have not seen anyone being loaded. No one. And you say they take jobs from you. You have beat them up, you have taken them out of the country. How many jobs have you created after that?
That's a good question. That just tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saying that they take your jobs and you didn't beat them up and put them out. Did you get a job after you put the man or the woman out? No, you ain't got no job. You in the same predicament you was. But even before they got there, shit, you know what I'm saying? South Africa had a damn high unemployment rate, man, forever. Shit, let's just talk about that. They didn't had a high unemployment rate forever.
Because the battle should be about jobs. You beat people because they took your jobs. They ran away. You close a shop that hires 5 people and say they take our jobs. After closing that jobs, how many jobs have you created? Unskilled men with no skill, none whatsoever. Say somebody took their job. The only skill they know is to drink Intelis, Impesu, and all of that nonsense, and want to pretend like they are revolutionary as it were. I don't want your vote if you behave like that. Take them away. If the MK wants it, give it to them. I don't want the votes that says to me, I must hate Africans for you to vote for me. I'll never do that. That I must go take an African child out of school, proud elderly person, pushing a child, an African child that looks like you. I must go to a school and push a child that looks like Opano. My time. I said, get out of school. The same way apartheid did. and push Lindiwe Zulu out of school, Lindiwe Zulu out of school, and saying, you are not worth of education. I must repeat that. I must do that. I will never do that. You can take your votes. Let me die with my conscience very clear. I will never refuse a pregnant woman of African descent to give birth in the clinics of South Africa. Never will I do that. I did not join politics because I wanted to be anything. I joined politics because I saw it as a necessity to unite and fight the apartheid system and deliver the economic freedom to our people. I don't want anything from anyone. Whether you jail me for 5 years, for 7, I don't care. The reason why I'm appealing you, the reason why I'm challenging, it's not for me. It's for my wife and my kids. I can be this strong. My family might not be this strong. I do it for them. Nelson's children, Nelson's wife, when he came out of prison, they were not normal people. Till today, they are not. Nelson was strong, but his family was not. And sometimes we ought to forget about ourselves as revolutionaries and think about our families and what our families are going to go through. I'm not scared of prison because I didn't do anything wrong. I know I'm fighting the system. It hates me for telling the truth. I never lie. No one can ever caught me in a lie. If I'm about to tell a lie, I don't tell at all. I keep quiet. So you'd rather accuse me for not telling you, but you can't accuse me for lying to you. I don't lie. I'm hated for that. I don't go around lying to people. When you lie, I tell you, why do you do that? Why do you lie? I don't lie that whites own the majority of the land. That's our problem. We want the land. Your problem is not Zimbabweans. No Zimbabwean owns the land. You chase them out of the country. Do you have the land? You chase them out of the country. You beat them up. Do you own the factories? Do you own the strategic means of production? Do you own the economy of this country after beating up fellow Africans? And you don't realize that the same people who made you fight each other during apartheid are the same ones who are doing the same. The provinces that are fighting black on black violence are the same that did during apartheid. The tribe that is fighting black on black violence is the one that did during apartheid. At the center of black on black hatred is a state-sponsored and capital-sponsored hatred to distract you from giving you economic opportunities, to make you blame wrong people for your misfortunes. There's no Zimbabwe that took a land from you. There's no Zimbabwe that took a tender from you. There's no Zimbabwe that took a job from you. There are no jobs. The jobs Zimbabweans are doing, you don't want to do them. You are so educated enough to can do those slave jobs. That's why, not that you are lazy. You are not lazy, you know your worth. And you're refusing to do those jobs. That's what I'm hated for saying they've got and stole. The people who stole your land are white conquerors, are white colonialists. It is written in books. No Zimbabwean conquered you, no Nigerian conquered you. Why are you turning your back on what is the true reflection of who we are to want to entertain sponsored contemporary politics that seeks to distract you from why you are unemployed? They are moving you away. Apartheid did the same. It made the ANC to fight with the IFP so that they are distracted from fighting for the liberation of South Africa. The script is the same. The writers of the script are the same people. Why are you not learning from your history? That we are being made stupid. We are being taken advantage of. They are repeating what they did in the past when they went into quarters and made us to fight one another in the hostels and kill each other. Same people are doing it today. You are refusing to think, you are refusing to be critical, you are thinking about the next election. If I say this, I won't get elected. Hell no, I'm not part of a script that is written by apartheid collaborators. I joined the struggle to unite African people and make them to be one.
Malema went into their ass. Cut them. Cut them. Motherfuckers running up out of there and shit and looking for band-aids. Cut them. He told them the truth. You know, and a lot of people explained to him the same information. You know, you can't do no shit like that. You can't be seen on the end, you know, all across the world whooping black people and you ain't whooped no Neanderthals. You ain't whooping no damn Afrikaners and no Boers. You see what I'm saying? And that just show you the coward in the same thing over here. It's really the same thing over here. Same shit. Find somebody you could beat up, you see, and put and beat on them. But then when it come time, because a lot of them got crackatosis. You know, that when you see people and they don't want to, a lot of them got the crackatosis. You see, you know, when you get ready to put them crackers out of South Africa and out, you got to put out the white Jesus. You see, you got to put that white Jesus out too. And a lot of them can't do that. They can't do that. That's what in the Beckies too. A lot of that shit, when you see, you will understand. You know, that's why the first thing, let me see what this man God is. And you then when you start seeing who the deities is, then you get to understanding a lot about their psyche and what they, you know, and why they won't do it. You see, why they won't do it. You won't take your and go whoop a motherfucker. And you know, he talking about he taking a job. And the nigga over there selling backpacks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker over there selling backpacks and juices and tater chips and shit. And you talking about us, you know, what you gonna do, man? You know, what job did he A lot of them was creating jobs for themselves. And that's the way I feel about even, you know, these flip-flop niggas. And you niggas got all and damn, man, and just it's just so lowly. You know, but this is what they do. They attack, but you know, it hasn't gotten physical over here yet. You know, but it's most definitely verbal violence and disrespect on a level that could easily get somebody touched. You know what I'm saying? If they come in contact with somebody and shit and they've been going back and forth, it most definitely can get somebody touched, all the going back and forth. But this is where, and like I said, this is the Willie Lynch at its finest to keep the, you know, to keep the black people separated in any way they can. In music and goddamn it, keeping them niggas on there rapping that killer music. You see, and niggas don't want to go into that. You don't want to buck up and because them young niggas will jump in your chest, nigga. You scared. Anything that's gonna cause somebody to kick in your ass, you ain't really no soldier. You want to attack somebody verbally, and you want to, you know, but you don't want to deal with them young G's because they're gonna jump in your chest, and you don't want that smoke. So, you know, but that's where you need to be going. But at the same time, you got to raise them. And if you ain't raising them, they don't give a fuck about nothing you're talking about. It's too late. A lot of them young niggas, you know, is already, you know, they mentality is already where it is. And so, you know, they should have been took over South Africa. They should have been took over South Africa a long time ago. You see what I'm saying? And especially when they got the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they got the numbers. There's no Malema, not Malema, but what's his name? Ramaphosa. Yeah, Ramaphosa. Man, all them damn they ain't dragging your feet. Get the land back, man. Get a goddamn land back. Get them peoples on up out of there and get a land back and nationalize the mines, the resources, nationalize it, or fix the country up Get the educational, put the money in the educational, nationalize it. You understand what I'm saying? If you're not indigenous, you can't own that. And then, and it should be because at this point, no one person should own the resources. You know what I'm saying? That should be for the people. It should be for the building of the nation, for the education, for everything. S- Uh, 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 when you look over there and them Arabs and them nations over there, a lot of them motherfuckers, I think it's like Kuwait. Everybody got 1 million. I think they gave everybody in Kuwait, one of them nations over there, that everybody got 1 million. That's how much money they made sure that everybody over there is damn near a millionaire. You see what I'm saying? In South Africa should be almost like on that type of, when you got that many resources, it should be no poverty in South Africa. It shouldn't be no poverty. Y'all, it's too much shit that's needed around the world that people got to have, from uranium, from diamonds to gold to oil, food. They grow a whole lot of food in South Africa. It's just rich beyond imagination. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, they shouldn't. I mean, that's what's gonna have to happen if they don't want, and them Europeans, and it's gonna be a fight. You know what I'm saying? But too many of them then got soft over the years. You see, back when it was not they'll march, they'll come down there, but back when it was really popping, yeah, they was letting it go. They knew they were, but they still brought it in. Where you had the factions in there, the ANC and the other one that and they in there on some faction shit, some Bloods and Crips shit. It's always and so I don't even know what the fuck, because you can see it over here. It's the same blueprint all around the world. How you gonna look at them over in Africa and say, "Oh, look what they doing," and nigga, you doing it right here? That's the hypocrisy of this shit. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, and we the same way. That's just like how they've been. They should have been had their freedom when Mandela got in there. The transfer of the land should have damn near started happening then. You know what I'm saying? You took it, quick. You didn't. It wasn't. You took it. So you understand? You took it quick, and we should take it back quick. It shouldn't be no. Why do you have to, years and years of prolonging, giving back the land? That's bullshit. Give back the land. You see, give it back, and again, nationalize the resources, fix up the infrastructure all around South Africa. If they need tools and machines for farming, that should be given to get the country going. You see, to get the country going, and then once everybody is going, and everybody got something to, and from their ancestors, hundreds of years of oppression. You see what I'm saying? Then you can, if you want to, revert to some form, but I don't think that the resources at this point, once they taken back, they should be nationalized, man. They should be nationalized, man, for real. And, and the wealth of it should be for the land and divvied up, but amongst the people, man. Period. That's the only way you gonna solve that. And send them motherfuckers home if they, and I know that's gonna hurt a lot of hearts, but they're gonna have to leave. They're gonna have to find somewhere. You know, they're gonna have to find somewhere to go. You feel me? But anyway, I appreciate y'all, family. Let's move on. Make sure you get over to Patreon and get over there to Patreon. And let me get it in here for you. Bingo. Okay, let me get it. I say bingo, and Malema jump right back in. That's right. Evidence of the modern troglodyte. Click that link at the top of the chat. Get over to Patreon. Over 600 exclusive live stream. And I'll be right, Black family, Black power.